gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Kyalami. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is noted herpetologist, Michael Maggotts.
We're getting weirder and weirder with these intros.
That's the goal. With us, as always, as well, is actually Martin, but he's mainly on recording duty, probably won't be saying a whole lot, only when we talk shit about him.
Well, that's right. I will be listening to any mischief.
As per usual, we're here with the RWB or ESR RWB because they put our name first. I gotta remember that. I've been overselling the RWB here. So it's ESR RWB Super Cup. Yes.
Sim Cox, is that like Sim Sock? But am I thinking about, is that a different thing?
I mean, we do definitely have the Sim Sock sponsorship, but I think Sim Cox is just his name.
Do you think that's his job? Like, have everybody seen Orgasmo?
Oh, God. I'm gonna cut this off.
I'll believe it.
We're here with the GT3s and GT4s in the Super Series from Kyalami. One of the most difficult tracks in the game to drive, in my opinion. Martin can disagree if he wishes. I guess Byron can disagree if he wishes, but it has no basis in reality.
It's not enough kangaroos, can't possibly be difficult.
It's actually a very interesting track. There's a few death trap. You gotta watch it for sure with a GT4.
It is an absolute death trap. We were here in the ESR Sunday series not too long ago, and I think we set a record for penalties that we picked up because it was terrible. Including some teammate-on-teammate violence in a couple of cases. Would not have wanted to be in the debriefing. And hell, I picked up a really good result here because I just like, thank you. There's 5 cars off over there. Thank you.
That sounds like a hell of a time.
We are getting towards the end of qualifying here, and I will give the full rundown as I am able to when we have it. Actually, I'll give you the GT4 rundown right now because they're on screen. Ignacio Buchek will start from pole ahead of Christopher Streppin. I think it's Alan Sharp. Am I mistaken on that, or is it Alex? I don't remember your first name. I'm sorry.
Aloysius.
Schaefer will start 4th in that Maserati. Oh my God, how did he get there? That thing is terrible. RWB Pinpoint, Ian Simcox. P. Varley. I don't know your name. I apologize.
It's Pearl Barley.
Souvenir Burek will start behind him. And then I'm cut off. I'm sorry. We moved to a different part of the results here. GT3s. Crossman on pole for Carzolia, Sedgley, Corolla, Elgard. It's hard to believe that Elgard was ever in Tier 2. Let's be quite honest. Johan Peterson. Another guy who's been promoted from Tier 2 is Marinowski. Amberhosa is in 8th place ahead of Curtin, Lacey, WX, Snell Train, Matt Higgs, Barnett, Lindsay. If I'm not saying your first name, it's because I honestly can't remember what it is. And then in the GT4 field to finish them up, we got RWB Helmet, RWB Rigel, Allegria. That's a hell of a last name. And then D.
Alegria.
Sangria.
And there we are. I'm provided with the rest. Excellent. Then it's Goat Friend, Dan Anderson, Westenberg, and Al. Or is it AI? I don't know.
So you're not going to say anything about Goat Friend there, Byron?
Not at all. Everybody likes a goat.
We've seen Goat Friend a couple of times. We've exhausted the.
So.
No, we can get deeper.
Oh, we can get deeper, but I think we're going to get age restricted if we do.
Did you see that video in the commentary channel there, Byron? That's one of the death trap.
Let me have a look here.
Oh, the ACC Who's Flying video?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They're coming around the corner. Oh, hey.
Alrighty. So Kyalami is a somewhat mid-engine friendly track. So we're going to look for some of the mid-engine cars to do quite well here. But Obviously, it does more come down to the driver, who's ready, who's practiced, who's familiar with this track, because it's definitely a track you can be a little bit, shall we say, specialist on, because it's it's a track a lot of people aren't terribly familiar with. Byron, you do have a hot mic. There we
My
go.
bad. I should have realized that.
There we go. I am going to be interested to see what Westenberg in that Camaro can do around here. I've not raced the Camaro around here, but my headcanon is it really shouldn't be very good. And we'll see if that is correct.
Well, I haven't seen this race, so it will be interesting to watch.
We got a double Porsche front row with Crossman and Carzolia. The Porsche also quite strong here. I think in the ESR race, the Porsches had like 5 of the top 6 spots were Porsches. I want to say it was like, this was the race where Justin Swan, of all people, took pole. And that's not meant as a knock on Justin Swan. It's just that, like, in the ACC ESR series, like, there were 3 guys who were taking pole, and it was Maxi Lentini, Mike Stoppmill, and Christopher Streppen. And if it was anybody else, it was stunning. And it was here that Justin Swan laid down the pole time. And then James Butler came out of nowhere to take a podium. So, I mean, it can produce some weird results.
Butler has improved a lot. He
It was
won in the tier 2 by about almost 30 seconds.
It was still stunning when Butler took that podium, though. That was definitely it was a hell of a performance from the Bentley boat, which actually shouldn't even be a very strong car around here, to be honest. But if you can negotiate the carnage, things will go well. Actually, we have 2 Camaros in the field. I see one back there. RWB Helmet is also in a Camaro, so we got 2 of them. And we are getting ready to kick off here. Session is counting down. Last 20 seconds or so as the camera looks around and people are making adjustments to their car and joining the grid. As you can see them, when the car drops, that means the driver is in the car. If it's in the air, that means that they are adjusting something in the pit box still.
It's a little late for that.
I occasionally also have to adjust my pit box.
Yes. Actually, there's a 3rd Camaro I see back there, Mr. D. So we got a couple. We'll ride with Mark Elgard in the Team Up Garage Honda.
Someone's starting in the pit.
He's still driving that. Oh, yeah, there is somebody in the pits. I noticed this because we were doing the stewarding video today that someone in front of Matt Higgs was missing because there was a huge gap. So it would be whoever... Nope, there is nobody ahead of Hicks in the pit lane. Interesting. Pinpoint and Lindsay are in the pits, though. And we are off, heading towards the first corner on board with Mark Elgard. Elgard looking down the inside of Corolla. Marinowski going hard to the inside as well. Really good start by Sedgley. He's up the inside of Crossman, and I think he's probably got 2nd place there in the Mercedes. Although Crossman trying to fight back in the Porsche. Elgard in the mix as well. And there's another Porsche there. I'm not 100% certain who that is. I assume that's the other Corolla. And in the meantime, Carzolia is well out in front. Sedgley is going to be in 2nd. Elgard is losing out on 3rd place to Crossman, but he is still very much in the fight. Looking down the inside right now, and he's got it. So the Honda up into 3rd place. This is actually one of the better tracks for the Honda because the IGT tracks, Kyalami, Suzuka, Bathurst, Laguna Seca, seem to be a little bit more Honda friendly. Well, I think it's also that the IGT BOP comes into play here, and the Honda gets a benefit out of that.
Do you think Fonda has a motor in the back of her Honda?
Probably. So Carzolia, Sedgley, Elgard, Crossman, Corolla, your top 5 in GT4. Although Peterson looked like he was trying to make some moves there. And I'm looking down at the GT4 category. It is Buchek from Verstappen, Sharp, Schaefer, and Varley at the moment.
Still Sharp?
I do really wish that there was a second position to show the GT4 positions. You get it when you're racing. There's a position chart available for your class, But in the broadcast overlay, there just isn't anything to make it nice and easy. As Xander Westenberg is looking to make his way forward in the Camaro, he is on the tail of fellow Camaro driver GD, who I don't know the first name of, and I apologize.
It's it's hard to pronounce anyway. I think he's from outer Kyrgyzstan.
Oh boy, that'd be incredibly fun. Matt Higgs going down the inside of, I believe that is James Lacey.
Wait, I thought Matt Higgs was down in Tier 4.
I mean, he'd be very out of place there. He's quite quick. I see he's sporting a custom livery these days. Oh. You look like Bumblebee, Matt.
Looks like somebody spilled Gatorade on Bumblebee.
Actually, a little bit, yeah. Meantime, at the front is Mohamed Karolia holding off Johan Pedersen. They got Marinowski and Curtin for company as well.
You think Karolia and Karzolia are from Karelia?
I believe I actually know where they're from, but it's not coming to me right now.
That's all right. As long as you don't give out their address.
You can see that they are representing the Team Simsock. I believe that is actually their company that is sponsoring this.
Oh, very nice. Simsock, sock it to you.
Johan Pedersen going wide there, and I think he may have lost 2 spots to Marinowski and to... Oh, no, he's still fighting with Marinowski. Marinowski's off as well, so Curtin actually is the one that's going to pick up on that and move into 6th place, along with Snell Train and Ambra Hossa taking advantage of things.
I honestly just can't hear or see that name and not think Snail Trail.
I don't blame you.
Nothing personal. But man, I am 13.
Checking the GT4s real quick. No real movement there. Top 5 is the same. And we go back to the battle at the front here with Mohamed Karolia. And, oh, actually, here we go. RWB helmet putting the pressure on Varley. Again, I do not remember your first name, Mr. Varley. I apologize.
Oh,
Team
Barley,
America.
Pearl Barley all the way.
That would be too good.
Put it in your soup.
So Helmet is the top of the Camaros that I said earlier we're going to struggle, but we'll see. Snell Train is, leading a hell of a train here in the Porsche. Looks like he is the cork in the bottle right now.
There are no brakes on this Snell Train.
I mean, there's a Matt Higgs in this group, so I mean, there definitely is no brakes. We have a blue flag already. That's a blue flag though. Unfortunately, that's a GT4 car that has ended up.
It's still cool looking.
Well behind. It is cool. Although it seems like we're missing RWB Pinpoint's custom livery there.
Well, I mean, if it's not Gulf Oil, I'm not that angry about it.
Could be Gulf Oil.
I might be a little angry about it then.
Mm-hmm. James Lacey and Michael Ambrahosa. I don't know what the relationship between the two Ambrahosas is. Father, son, brothers? I don't know, actually. We'll see.
Varley is Philip Varley.
Philip Varley, there we are. Matt Higgs going up the inside of Michael Ambrahosa. He takes 6th place. And also going through is Johan Pedersen, who's had a interesting day. Started up in 6th place and is currently in 10th. So it's not been a good day on the whole. But it is early days yet.
Are they related to Marion Hossa?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Marion Hossa does have a relative in the NHL, Marcel Hossa.
Whoa! We got Marianowski, and we got Ambrosa.
Mm-hmm.
They should form a team, and they could be Marion Hossa.
Marion Hossa Racing.
Perfect.
Make it happen, boys. Lacey looking down the inside of Ambrahosa. Oh boy. Ambrahosa goes wide, and that's going to let Lacey through.
Next time, just commit to the torpedo, sir.
Crossman has fallen back to 4th place behind Elgard. That might have happened earlier, but I'm just noticing it now. Oh, that's Oliver Curtin off the track in the Porsche.
He hit
something curtains for him.
Indeed. Doing a good job of not rejoining in the way of anybody. And he is going to limp into the pit lane, it looks like.
I think Albrunosa is the best livery currently. I like that shade of red with
I do really
just
like that.
Not quite neon, not quite.
I do like that. What is my favorite livery of the customs here?
It's probably Lacey because you're into that yellow and black.
Well,
stuff.
well, Lacey's isn't in a custom livery. That's one of the in-game liveries. Can't give him credit for racing something that's just an officially licensed livery.
It doesn't have to be custom for you to like it.
Exactly.
I do like the Optimum Motorsport car. It is one of my favorite McLarens, anyways. I also like Pedersen's car there, the highlighter car from Barwell.
It's all right.
It's also Matt Higgs' favorite car, which does make it feel dirty.
I enjoy the mismatched quarter panels. I think that's kind of nifty.
Yeah, they do kind of interesting stuff like that on a lot of the Lamborghinis. Speaking of Matt Higgs, he's trying to get past him.
Put him in the wall.
And I think he's going to get him here because he's well set up for this fast kink here. And then, maybe not.
He's on the inside.
I do enjoy a fast kink here.
Yeah, I mean, this corner that they're coming up to right here, though, is a multi-line corner. There's a lot of things you can do with it. And then, of course, Byron, I hope we see someone hit that yellow curb there because it's a thing. It's a thing when it happens.
It's nasty.
Daddy likes.
It is very nasty. So Higgs holds on against Pedersen for now. He's up to 7th place. So Matt Higgs is having a good run here. Now, how is he going to screw that up? Byron, do you have any theories?
He will indeed stop to pet a wallaby and be run over by 3 successive Porsches.
Philip Varley has lost his top 5 spot in the GT4 category to Mr. Lindsay, who hopefully will get a first name on at some point. Karzolia leads Sedgley, Crossman, Carolia. Marinowski's up in the top 5 now. Having a good run. What happened to Elgard? He was in 3rd place. Where's the Honda?
He got L-fucked.
Lindsay is Paul Lindsay SSI.
I do not see the Honda. Am I blind here, Byron? Can you see the Honda logo?
Oh, he's in 19th place. That's not accurate.
That is not accurate.
He's currently in 24th place.
I mean, possibly 24th is off the screen.
No, he's currently not engaged in combat. May have retired.
May have had a connection problem.
May have had Wi-Fi grow.
That could be it too. Dan Sedgley continues to be the cork in the bottle here for Crossman and Carolia, and it's now 6 seconds ahead for Karzolia. Karzolia doing his best Mike Stobnell impression here, Byron.
Carolia watch 5 laps ahead of the entire field.
I mean, at that point, the race is just over. I would think. I don't think we've ever seen anything quite that dramatic.
Well, it says right there, 6 laps up now. He cannot be stopped. The man's
he's just completed animal. 6 laps.
Oh, well, that's less impressive.
That's still over a second a lap he's pulling out, though. 6.1 seconds up. So he's going quick. And Sedgley in 2nd place still with a definitely missing custom livery there for us because that, unless he really just went with a black Mercedes, that feels like that's a custom livery. And he's got Crossman for company. I do like Crossman's car. I mean, I hate Porsches in general, but but I do. I dislike the Porsche.
They're just VW bugs that they bred like dachshunds. Okay, just leave them alone.
I don't actually have a problem with the Porsche as a car. My problem is that I get so many questions about the Porsche and how to de-Porsche the Porsche. That's the thing. Like someone, I cannot tell you the number. Oh, Johan Pedersen going off. I will finish my story when Pedersen recovers. There he is. He's back on. Dropping to more or less the back of the GT3 field.
That was odd. I wonder what happened there.
Just got out of shape, I imagine. That's a very difficult section of the track. If you need to bleed off just enough speed, but you don't want to bleed off too much speed, otherwise you're a sitting duck. So I think a lot of people will make a mistake there. Really close to the GT4 field because he dropped right to the back, or the GT3 field because he dropped right to the back of it. Not quite. Paul Lindsay is way back there now. Interesting. He's had something happen. Should be mentioned, Paul Lindsay, you have the SSR after your name. This makes me think you're related to Matt Higgs' SSR somehow. And that means that the general mockery that we have for Matt Higgs bleeds a little bit over to you. Just informing you of that.
It's just because Matt Higgs is incredibly short. So I don't know if Lindsay is really that short.
I'm told that Matt Higgs is actually tall. It's just that he's incredibly skinny.
Oh.
So 6'2", 150 pounds.
Yeah, we're talking we're talking like the Kyle Maggotts style build here.
Does this man's just not eat? Is he on like the meth and dash diet?
I don't know.
He's the Slender Man.
He is creepy. I'll give you that.
Anyways,
Matt, if you're out there, most of these are jokes.
Mostly jokes. Claudio Allegria going a little bit wide. Oh, very out of shape.
Claudio
That's going to cost him a spot to Rigel. I mean, Claudio Castagnoli is doing quite well out there.
Ooh.
He is very European.
Oh, problems. Okay, that's Elgard in GT3. I was going to say somebody's making noise back there, but it's Elgard just trying to make his way back through the field.
Oh yeah, I wasn't wrong. He's in 25th instead of 24th.
He's in 23rd now.
Yeah, Mr. Allegria went SRT kettle, or what the hell happened there?
No, it's more that Elgard is he's a different class of car. He's a GT3, so he's way faster. Yeah.
So I was watching the standings and noticed his name and started talking, and then while I'm doing that, he actually did things on the track that I was too clueless to notice.
Although Allegria, ignoring that though, Allegria clearly has some problems because he just lost a spot to D, which means RWB Rigel, D, and somebody else made it past him in the last couple of turns. So he's got problems right now.
See, and I'm not sure how simulated this race really is. I haven't seen a single piston go flying through somebody's hood at all.
Anyways, back to the Porsche story. I've been asked by so many different people who pick the Porsche, and then or I've heard people ask the question, how do I stop the Porsche from doing this? And Mike Stoffmill had a deadpan answer one time. It was at one of the Sunday races. Somebody was like, how do I make the Porsche stop doing this? And there was just silence for a little bit, and then Mike Stoffmill goes, you change cars. That's my frustration with the Porsche. So many people pick it based on Porsche love or the mystique of it or whatever, without realizing that it's a weird car.
What you need to do is get yourself a VW Bug and put a V13 in it and just race the shit out of it.
V13 would be interesting.
Yeah, well, you gotta have one on the end. It's a V.
Oh, somebody was kicking. Oh, Sedgley and Anderson.
Oh, someone else.
Sedgley was in second place. He's been punted by Anderson, or he's punted Anderson, or I don't know. But something happened there under blue flags.
Mr. Anderson.
This is not good.
That's going to put Crossman, I think, in second place, and that's going to mean Carzolia and Carolia, the uncle and nephew combo, don't know which is the uncle, which one's the nephew, are both on the podium right now.
My old grandpa.
Daniel Barnett losing a spot there to... I'm not sure who that is. Or gaining a spot, actually. He's passing
Mr. Payton.
LWX. Matt Higgs, by the way, is falling back to 12th place, so something happened to him. Not surprised. Looking at the GT4s real quick to try to give them a little bit of love, but there's not much happening there. It is the same top five that we had last time I looked, so not much going on. There's more blue flag action.
This Barnett YouTube guy, he's pretty okay at the whole not going into the wall.
Indeed.
I applaud that.
I like that livery they've put together there. It's subdued.
It's very Swiss.
But yeah. Very, very Castagnoli.
Indeed. It's time for the upper mile Was it the Alpamare water slide? He had a finishing move. I can't remember.
I think
how
it
to
was
pronounce
Alpawari.
Alpamare.
I think it was
Yeah.
Alpawari, I believe.
Don't remember. Can't pronounce it.
Oh,
there's a lot of climbing.
Claudio's
my
off.
God.
No, that was Carzolia. That was the race leader.
Not
We have
good.
a new race leader. It's going to be Crossman who's hit the front. Marinowski's up into second place in that Lexus. That is impressive.
I mean, this is
he's
2020.
overtaken
It's more
Corolla.
like cross person, okay, or like cross entity.
I mean, it's
right?
a last name, sir.
Kind of sexist, right? Just, I mean, we're trying to be PC here.
it's a last name, sir. Goat friend is kind of being a little bit difficult under blue flags there.
I mean that's
So-
even a little exclusionary, right? Like, can't you just be friends to more than just goats, right?
I mean, I believe that's intentionally exclusive.
Wow. I mean, kind of speciesist, but okay.
Coming up to Westenberg now, so... Well, we have a race now because Carzolia was kind of running away from it. He's in the pit lane now, and the pit window is not open. That is a bad sign. That's got to be some serious damage because we're only about 2 minutes away from the pit window, so you'd think if it was like a minor thing, he'd drag it around to get into the window because he'd only be like one
Is that
laps.
is that like going to a restaurant or going to a fast food place and the drive-thru's not open, so like pit window not available and you just have to wait?
Kind of is, actually. It's actually not a bad it's not a bad analogy.
I want my fries, sir. We don't open for another 15 minutes.
Mr. Cornette, we do not open here at Wendy's on the drive-thru. Pro wrestling fans will get that.
Oh, Jim Cornette, you angry old man.
I'm a little bit mixed on Cornette. I think that he actually has some decent points sometimes,
Yeah,
but
I'm
he does
down
have
with that.
he has a narrow view of the business. But that doesn't mean he's always wrong.
Not always. That doesn't mean he's always not angry either.
Oh no, he's always angry. I don't even think he denies that.
Many a time I have heard Jim Cornette end a sentence with "What the fuck?"
Yep, that is his catchphrase. He's just a man unhappy with the way the wrestling business is going, and in some ways, he's not wrong.
These are true statements of the baby echidna.
At least in my opinion, obviously. So Dan Sedgley was in second place at one point under immense pressure, had contact under blue flags with Dan Anderson, we think. I can spoil that actually because I sat in on the stewarding meeting. He did. And is now running in sixth place behind Lacey. Lacey's had a quiet day and has moved into the top 5. Go figure. So Elgard into the pit lane. He's the first of the mandatory pit stoppers. It's a bit of a mistake, in my opinion. He's going to drop back into the GT4. So unless he has damage, which is possible, I think that this early pit stop is actually a bit of a problem for him. Man, RWB Pinpoint is way behind, which makes me think something seriously bad happened to him.
Well, what happened was his transmission got all rinked back, and he had to go in for a complete underhaul with extra drivetrains and complete exhaust package.
I was going to say an overtake going on there, but that's just one of the Camaros getting out of the way under blue flags, so nothing to get worked up about. Adam Sharp has hit the pit lane, so that's big news. He was in the top. He was looking for a podium in GT4. Matt Higgs, Johan Pedersen, Snell Train, Marinowski, all in the pit lane. A lot of people going early for the pits, which is a little surprising. Lacey makes his way through lap traffic there. He's up to third place. I'm officially on the James Lacey hype train. Go James.
Hype. I can't
He's
hear
got-
you say James Lacey without thinking of Jesse Lacey, the lead singer and songwriter for Brand New, and now I want to go listen to Brand New.
I've only ever heard one of their songs.
I have heard every single song. A lot. Like a lot.
Actually, I used one of their songs in my music videos for racing back in the day.
Ooh, very nice.
The Istanbul race.
Was it Six Shrines of Gloria?
No, it was Sick Transit Gloria, I want to say.
That's what I just said out loud with my voice.
Pardon me. Then yes, you are correct.
Repeated yellings of "Die young and save yourself."
Yep. I used that. I don't remember what else I used.
I love Brand Air. They are a fantastic band, and they're not for everybody.
Surprisingly enough, it was a race. It was a race I did a music video for that I wasn't even in.
That's pretty dedicated.
Well, it was my job back in the Presto GP days. So Lacey's still running ahead of Sedgley. He's got a lot of work to do because he's got Sedgley and Anbrahosa behind him, who are both, I think, a little bit faster than him, but maybe a little bit more mistake prone. So that'll be interesting how that works out.
I say, Sedgwick, tally ho!
See, I was right about Elgar, because you look at where he is now. He's come out in traffic behind Westenberg and Curtin, D, and so on. He's going to have a lot of GT4s to make his way through. I just think that this pit stop strategy is a bad idea. But I could be wrong as we go back to the battle for the lead between Crossman and Carolia. By the way, that's the GT4 leader behind them in the pink car, Ignacy Buchek, who is currently leading the GT4 field in his McLaren 570.
Hey, Nacho.
And you can see the difference in pace there as these two just absolutely leg away from him. That's the GT3 versus GT4 difference right there. Keeping an eye out for some pit stops. Nothing really interesting happening right now.
If you become trapped in the pit lane, is that pit stick?
Probably. Oh, that's a dangerous place to get through on blue flags. I'm just going to say that right now. James Lacey taking his life into his own hand. Oh, Paul Lindsay off the track and came back across. That was an exceedingly dangerous moment there. His front end is very messed up. I would get into the pits if I were him.
Kyalami about to say buongiorno.
Oliver Curtin making his way through traffic.
Oliver close off Curtin.
I mean, that is the end goal, is it not?
I believe that is the case. Or at least some of them. Whatever looks good and feels good, really, is what we're after.
We don't judge.
We are not judgmental, although we will poke fun.
But it's not judging, to be clear.
Not at all.
It's not a moral thing. It's purely a company thing.
It's more of a compulsive thing.
Well, that too. There are only certain people I judge, and they're all people I know in real life, so, you know.
Insert clip of John Malkovich from Rounders.
Friend of mine was
judgment.
Friend of mine was asking me for opinions on a conservative video he sent me, and I said nothing for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or so on, and he's just like, I can hear you judging me over the phone. I'm like,
you're not wrong.
Not wrong. Leo WX running behind some GT4s right now, so that's some blue flag action. James Lacey making his way through as well. So RWB Pinpoint is still running, because that's him right there in the black car. But he is way behind, so something terrible has happened to him. James Lacey is still hanging on to that last podium spot, and there's... I mean, it's probably not really a podium spot, because Marinowski, who pitted, is probably actually on the podium. But we'll see. We'll see if the contrasting strategies work out in Mr. Lacey's favor. Lindsay into the pits. RWB Rigel into the pits as well.
Stellar.
Kind of waiting for the pit stops to sort themselves out before I get into really breaking down the positional battles. Be because we don't really know what they are. There's
Well, I
a
mean,
lot
you
of
could just make stuff up.
addresses. I mean, I could. I mean, I could also stick to the facts, like Remy Boyansky down in 31st place.
Correct.
Sedgley being tracked down by Michael Ambroho. Well, not really being tracked down. This has just been a long-standing battle, which may or may not be for a podium, depending on how the strategies work out.
I said Sedgley didn't.
Sedgley is a name that does lend itself to a lot of like snobby impressions and Butler stuff, doesn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. I just assume that he drives with a monocle. And, patent white leather gloves.
So James Lacey just ducked into the pit lane, so he is... I don't know about that, because I don't think he should be going for the undercut. I thought Sedgley and Ambrahosa would blink long before him, but he is in the pit lane. Not sure I love that move with 32 minutes left in the race. So what you're getting here with pit stops is, number one, you're trying to time it so you can get open air and not get caught up in slower traffic when you come out of the pits. And number two, of course, the tire health. Not that these tires have any issue doing the 30, 35 minutes you're asking of them. It's just that there is a little bit of a drop-off, and you want to minimize that as much as possible.
Perhaps if Martin's still here, we can get his comments on tires.
I wouldn't trust Martin's opinion on tires. Martin doesn't understand what tires are. They're molten lava on his car most of the time.
Also true.
On the bumper of Sam Snail Train.
Going off the rails on the snail train.
Making his way through on Westenberg there. That's a GT4, so that's just a blue flag adherence there. So we're still waiting on Crossman, Carolia, Sedgley, Ambrahosa, Barnett, WX, Curtin, Buchek, Varley, Helmet, D, and Westenberg to make their pit stops. Here is Matt Hicks. Buchek.
Oh, my bad. I was thinking of something else.
I mean, are you thinking about like the federal breast inspector cards that
I
are totally legitimate?
Confirm nor deny having one of those cards back in the day. But I can't confirm.
Indeed. Johan Pedersen in the highlighter car in 9th place. We are officially at the halfway point.
Congratulations. Not all of you have died.
Most of the people are still running, I think, actually. If we can get a look at the lower stats, we can figure out who's not here. But there were 31 cars at the start. And I think there are still more or less 31 left running.
What if there were 32? What would you do then?
Well, then we'd be down a car.
Would we?
Ambrahosa and WX in the pit lane. So Ambrahosa trying to undercut Dan Sedgley. And there is the race leader, Chris Crossman, who is under I didn't realize this. Chris Crossman's also an SSR guy. I'm sorry, Matt Higgs has tarred you with a wide brush. I'm sorry. It can't be helped.
Chris Crossman make you jump.
Looks like we're down to 29 cars, so it looks like we might have lost 2 people.
I think Chris Crossman has had the Crisscross Association for a long time, and probably I just disappointed him. Thanks, asshole. I ain't heard that one before.
I try to avoid the low-hanging fruit as much as possible.
I do not.
Crossman in the pit lane, by the way.
I try and get the low-hanging fruit right out of the way as soon as possible. And then we go from there.
I think like with a name like Maggotts, I'm so used to the low-hanging fruit. Like high school was just an absolute nightmare.
Just a shit show of wizard jokes.
Well, no, it was more the gay jokes, because you go with the faggot stuff.
So they're just not smart. You went to school with dumb people.
Oh yeah, we all went to school with dumb people. Let's be real.
Or even I knew what a Maggotts was back in the day. Stupid people.
Yeah.
How
No,
dare you?
the worst would be like someone would use the maggot or the faggot or the faggot,
Yeah.
like joke
No, I
line,
understood before you said it out loud.
and then they look all smug, like, oh man, I'm the first person to do that. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
you're not the first person today.
Yeah. It's same thing with me when I'm walking around and I pointed out to every time I pointed out to a friend like how many people just go, oh man, hey, you're kind of tall. It happens at least 3 times the next time we're out anywhere.
Yep.
It makes me
Pedersen
laugh.
making his way through traffic there. Pit stops are almost sorted out here. We still have 7 minutes left in the window. Not too many people haven't ducked in, though.
To the window, to the pits, to the oil leaks down my, I don't know, fucking oil tank.
You have caused me so much pain at the pain window over there. Pan the camera over there, cameraman. Is it just me, or does the top end of RWB helmet's Camaro look like it's been squished?
No, it's fine. It's designed that way.
I mean, it's possible, but it... Okay, never mind. It's supposed to be just like an angle thing I had there for a little bit.
What it is to disrupt the vortices as he's going downhill and to the left, and therefore is able to maintain grip and power through every corner in that particular direction.
But only in right-hand turns.
Correct.
Gives up a lap there to Ambrahosa. Varley into the pit lane. He was one of the last GT4s to pit. I think he had taken the lead, actually. So Helmet is going to move into the lead, at least for the time being. I'm assuming that's Mad Al. Oh, it is. Okay. We can confirm that now, actually, because I can see that it's an L there.
It's Perturbed Alan.
There we go. Well, the way it was on the leaderboard, there could be Al or AI. Like it could be a small L or a capital I, and apparently
Yeah,
it is a small L.
I hate the fact that modern usage of font has gotten so lazy that there's no difference between a capital I and a lowercase L. So dumb.
I mean, to prove my point, if you look at M Al on the leaderboard, can't seem to find him right now. But if you look at I Buchek, I mean, there's the exact same. You tell me you know that's like, we know that's an I because that's a capitalized initial, but you know, that
I
definitely
find
looks
it
like
to
an L.
be distasteful.
I would agree. Also, Ian Simcox, another good example of that down there in 21st place. All right, so Sedgley's into the pit lane from the lead. Maranowski is in the effective lead of this race. Underreported fact: the Lexus is at the front.
Good job, Romanowski.
Again, can't give him a round of applause because, you know, push to talk, but I can give the thump of the chest.
Just slap yourself in the face repeatedly. Martin, we were having an in-depth discussion about tires earlier.
Oh, yeah?
Would you like to lead in on this comment?
All right. What color should they be, Byron?
Probably glowing orange, I think.
There we go.
They are if they're on Martin's car.
That's when they're the stickiest, right?
Martin, would you say that you're better at managing tires in this game or race room? Like, has there been any progress?
I think the brake pedals is actually working much better, and I can feel the road a hell of a lot better than race room. So yes, I have zero issues with tires right now.
There we go. Progress.
Which is why I kind of like the game, even though
RWB
right now this championship is a little boring for me, but hey, that's fine.
Is that because you're so far out in front?
Negative.
No. It's because we only have 7 GT4, and you know the field kind of died out very quickly.
Yeah, but you guys are all pretty similar pace. I'm a little bit surprised to hear you're disappointed with the performance. It's great for breeding rivalry.
Butler won by 30 seconds, you know.
No.
And I lost a race by losing 2 positions in a pit stop. So
Yeah,
it's
but
not great.
Butler's going to have bad rounds because he's racing that Ginetta, which, for those at home are unaware, the Ginetta is like a little go-kart. It really lacks engine power, so if you go to a power circuit, it's at a significant disadvantage.
Is it Marty Janetta?
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, quick rundown of the standings here, because most of the pit stops have been handled. Oliver Curtin is still out there to make a pit stop, but he's not really, no offense, but you're not really in a fight with anybody. Marinowski is now in the lead from Crossman and Carollia. So Marinowski worked the pit stops to perfection because he's up in front right now. Johan Pedersen, Sam Snelltrain, James Lacey, Dan Sedgley, Michael Ambrosio, Leo WX, and Daniel Barnett, your top 10 in GT3. And in GT4, it is now... Oh, Buchek has disappeared from the lead. Where is Buchek? Oh, there he is. He's way down. Okay. Christopher Streppen is now your top GT4 runner from Adam Sharp. Ignacy Buchek, Martin Schaefer, I think is his name. Philip Varley is in 5th. Then it is RWB Rigel in 6th, Ian Simcox 7th, RWB Helmet in 8th, and GD, who we still don't have a first name for, in 9th place. And 10th belongs to Westenberg. So the Camaro's up into there now. We've lost one car, although we may also have lost RWB Pinpoint. He's been in the pits for a while. Oh, no, he just exited. Okay, so he is still running. Lacey coming through some lap traffic here at a very awkward spot. This is probably the most awkward blue flag spot on the track. And Lacey is going for it against Snelltrain as well. Sedgley's also trying to get in the mix here, so there could be a lot of overtaking going on right here. And for the time being, Sam Snelltrain hangs on to the position. They need Westenberg to get out of the way. Oh! I'm not sure if Westenberg had contact there or if he lost it. James Lacey's going to get that spot, though. Lacey is through and into 5th place, and Dan Sedgley is looking to get through as well.
Defend.
Sedgley goes to the inside in the Mercedes. The Mercedes has got a lot of power advantage over the Porsche. I think he's got this, and he does. So Sam Snelltrain from 5th to 7th place in a matter of a couple of corners. This is such a flowing track that if you get knocked offline through one corner, it pays such large dividends if you can make somebody compromise their line.
So this SSR thing, what does it mean? Matt Higgs, Soviet Socialist Republic, or what's going on?
Severely socially reprehensible.
I believe it's a racing team that Matt Higgs and company belong to.
Ah, okay.
Ian Simcox, RWB Helmet, and GD all in very close proximity. This is a battle for 21st overall, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place in the GT4 standings. And the leader, Marinowski, in behind them. I am surprised to see Alexis in the lead. This is not a track that the Lexus is terribly strong at, so big props to Marinowski, who again was somehow in Tier 2 for the longest time. Good to see him demanding a promotion to Tier 1. That was good.
I should ask Mr. Sharp or Sharpay what setup he's using for the next race. It might give me a little advantage.
Would not be a bad idea. Sharp's been very on the ball for most of these races. Been one of the top Aston Martin guys. And he's been delivering well. As Marinowski trying to thread his way through the traffic, which is an interesting problem for Ian Simcox, who would like to keep everyone behind him, but of course also wants to let the Lexus through. And RWB Helmet looking for a way around. Not going to happen. Very nice work under blue flags by everybody. Was a different... well, it's not over yet because Crossman and Carzolia are coming up behind them. Or Carollia. I'm sorry. Want to use Carzolia, want to use it's Carollia. Okay.
Carosita.
Chris Crossman working his way through in the battle of the Porsches.
Sure.
EBM car, the great Earl Bamber motorsport team. I know way more about Earl Bamber than I care to know because Carolia tank slapper. Is he going to lose a spot? No, it looks like he's going to return third place, but it's going to take the pressure off of Crossman. Oh no, maybe he dropped a spot because I didn't see Johan Pedersen in the mix there. So it might be Pedersen up into third place. It is. So Pedersen's up into third in the Lambo. I know way more about Earl Bamber's career than you'd ever think I would because I raced with this guy Steve Crossland for the longest time, he's a Kiwi, and he's absolutely obsessed with the Earl Bamber-Chris Vanderdrift rivalry, and I learned way, way too much about it for my own sanity.
Where is said Steve Crossland these days?
He actually showed up to the Bathurst race not too long ago, although he retired on lap 1, so that's a little bit disappointing.
What a losser.
He is now on the ESR Discord, so maybe he will participate in a couple of additional races. He is big into the ACC, not so much into the race room.
What about Excite Bike 2020?
Ooh, I'm sure he's big on that.
That'd be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Nintendo, make it happen. We need another Excite Bike game.
I don't need to just update the graphics, give the same thing, maybe a dirt bike. Like, you know, that's all we need. That's all we want.
Give me a couple
on the
more.
Switch.
Give me a couple more racers. That's about it, really.
No.
I like a bigger field.
No.
Also, play with the ratings because there was never a reason for you to race anyone but Tricky Ricky Stern.
That is true.
It's like, oh, he has a really bad turbo, so he's got like max everything else. Like, it's fine.
So you guys saw the new Mario Kart VR or augmented reality?
No.
You control those little cart and you're in a video game, but in real life, you make the track around your house. You drive
cool.
around the couch
That's
and all that.
interesting.
It's really cool. I'm wondering if they could make an Excite Bike edition.
Be down for that. Wow. Okay. We've really not been talking about the lead of the GT4 class, but we can see the leader there, Christopher Streppin, with Ignacy Buchek and Adam Sharp right on his tail. So, like, these are the top 3 GT4s, and you can see them in the same shot. So it's very close together right now.
What kind of logo is
McLaren,
that?
and Aston Martin. What logo?
Well, their car right now. Like, this looks like a Nike logo or something.
Oh, that's the McLaren logo.
I'm kidding. I was hoping Bayern would have something about Nike.
Something child labor. Not funny, but topical.
Kind of topical considering Nestle is claiming that if we go through like anti-slavery reporting, it's going to really hurt the chocolate industry. And I'm like, well, then maybe we just should have less chocolate.
That's the largest oof in the world.
Like, I just kind of looked at the report and was like, what does Nestle expect the reaction to this be? No, child labor is good because we want chocolate. I'm just like, what the hell? Every so often, a corporation just does something, and I don't understand what they expect the reaction to be.
Correct.
It's like pumping fresh water just to put it in bottles. Meanwhile, the local population doesn't have enough water during the summer. What?
Mm-hmm.
And that's Nestle again.
Yeah, apparently
Nestle's terrible.
they've ravaged Australia, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh!
Oh,
He hit that curb. He hit the
little
curb.
tink slapper. He's okay, though. He's not really near anybody, so that's not going to cost him huge.
Could cost him a tire.
Should be okay. We'll see. So there is the battle for the lead again. Verstappen's kind of got a little bit of breathing room. Looks like he's handled the blue flags a little bit better. And that has allowed him a little breathing room from Buchek and Sharp. Buchek or Busek? Could
That's
be either.
a dangerous
Actually.
spot right there. Peterson trying to come across.
Well,
He's slowing down.
He also wants to stick with Crossman as best as he can. So I mean, it's always It's always the problem when you get a blue flag scenario where like the slower cars and the faster cars are in a tight battle, and for podiums no less. So I mean, you're gonna see a little bit of aggression, I think, especially at a track like this where there's not a lot of like long straightaway moments. It's like it's easy at like say Indianapolis to be patient.
Look at that.
Oh, Sedgley wants through. He's gonna get through.
That was close.
And Lacey follows up. Lacey's looking to make an attack on Sedgley. This could be interesting.
Yeah, you got Verstappen down there.
Yeah, they got the GT4 leader in there. Oh, Mohamed Karolia is in this as well. So Karolia managed to get through. Sedgley's through. Lacey's not through. Buchek's got a front row seat to all this. Matt Higgs trying to track down Daniel Barnett. You know what? I'm gonna give a little love to Barnett here. He's been a little bit struggling. I think it would be fair to say he's up at the top 10 right now. He's doing a fantastic job here today. Now I think a lot of the guys that are behind him, like we saw Elgard and Curtin have problems. I think Higgs has probably had some problems too because he was much higher. But you know what? Avoiding trouble is a skill. And he's picked it up into the top 10. And he's still holding off Matt Higgs now. So great job.
At ESR, we call that the Barker.
The John Barker approach, yes. Matt Higgs trying to find a way through. And they've got Leo WX up ahead of them. Oh, Higgs going for it.
Oh, wow.
I think he's got it.
Yep.
All right, well, there goes that top 10. Minor caster's curse, although I still think Barnett is doing a great job. At this point, he's like, stop complimenting me. I had that once while I was doing commentary for the Presto League I was in. This is way back in the day. This is like when I first met Byron. That's how long ago that was. There was a guy that I inevitably always caster cursed, and he actually sent me a message after one race. And he's like, "Stop complimenting me." That was back in the days when doing live commentary was an absolute shit show, but we tried anyways.
These are true statements of the early to mid-internet.
Yep. All right, Chris Crossman has dropped back to about 4 seconds behind Marinowski. Marinowski's really come out of nowhere to really take this race by storm. He's doing a fantastic job. Tier 2 winner, soon to be Tier 1 winner, maybe. Certainly not over. He's only got 4.5 seconds back to Crossman. Pedersen's not too far away. Sedgley, Karolia. But it's been a really good race for Marinowski. Picking up Matt Higgs once again.
You might have a chance at this.
Battling with LWX for 9th place. RWB pinpoint there in the GT4.
Director. Come on.
Well, the thing is, the director is using proximity, and there was proximity between Karolia and Anderson. It's just kind of ignoring that Anderson's a GT4. Yeah, no, Higgs has not got him, so we didn't miss anything. He's still on the tail.
Yeah, he was
Barnett
pretty close.
Barnett keeping them company. Christoph Verstappen still leading the GT4 category. He needs to let Oliver Curtin through there, and he will. And I say he really needs to let him through because the next turn is the one with the big fucking curb, and you do not want to be dealing with the blue flag through that big fucking curb turn. It's a terrible idea.
It's fine. You're just going to jump up and 50-50 grind all the way through. It's not a problem.
No, it's a problem. It's a problem. Leo Wicks Still looking back at Matt Higgs there. There's a couple of ESR guys who probably feel very nervous with Matt Higgs on their tail. That's just because we know. That's because we know that Matt Higgs is capable of anything, and
including not qualifying.
That is both a good and a bad thing.
Oh boy! Watch out.
Who was it the other? I was trying to explain an MMA fighter to somebody the other day with the idea that he could beat or lose to anybody on a given day, and that is Matt Higgs, in sim racer form. Matt Higgs looking for a way around the outside. Oh, little nudge from Leo Wicks. I'm just going to say Wicks instead of WX. It feels more natural. I'm sorry.
Call him Leo.
Leonardo.
Just don't call him late for dinner.
Probably Leonardo, actually, given that he's Polish.
I think Higgs is going to try something right
You know what it probably actually is? Probably it's Leopold.
Probably Leland.
Higgs is looking through a way through there, but we're back with Zuvenir Burek, who's got some GT3 cars coming through. That's Pedersen and Elgard. They are not battling because Elgard is down a lap. And Paul Lindsay's in the pits again. That's not a good sign for him because he's already done his mandatory stop. So that's either significant damage or a fuel miscalculation that has him in the pits. Wicks still hanging on against Matt Higgs and against Barnett.
We got some GT4 traffic. Should be interesting.
That's the leaders. Yeah, that's Sharp, Verstappen, and Busick. They are so close together still. I kind of wish the camera was paying more attention to that battle because that is for a class victory.
Oh boy.
Oh, little contact between Wicks and Busick.
Oh,
Higgs
boy.
is following it through. Verstappen.
Yikes.
That was about as close as you want to see it get. That is within a C hair of, as Derry would say, a complete disaster.
Wish it wasn't so awkward, bud.
Wish you weren't so awkward, bud. And that's what I appreciate about you.
Oh, there we go. Sharp.
Sharp looking to the outside of Busick. Busick holds on for now. There's Verstappen, so the blue flags are cleared.
He might carry more momentum at the end of this.
Might. He's looking down the inside, maybe towards the most difficult turn on this track, I think. We pick up Sam Snelltrain, looking back at Ambrahosa. No, that is not Ambrahosa. Ambrahosa's the third car there, so there's not much of a battle going on there. Greedy. That's a GT3 he's fighting with. He may just want to let him through. That is Paul Lindsay, who's had a terrible day. I feel like Greedy's got a car that Boots or the Ginger would drive.
Allegedly.
Very allegedly. Michael Ambrahosa. Board with him again. Trying to track down Sam Snelltrain, but he's a ways back. He's going to have to make some serious moves. In fact, camera guy, can we stick with this fight? Because this is the fight right here. There are other fights going on. Don't get me wrong. Matt Higgs, Leo Wicks. No offense to you guys, but this right here is for a class victory. I want to see this. Verstappen, Busick, and Sharp.
Sharp is not afraid to make a move.
Well, Sharp seems to have better outside grip than both the McLarens, but I just don't know if he can get around the outside of them anywhere That's the problem. It's one of those things where it's like, this is really nice, but it's more of a defensive advantage. It was somebody off the track there.
Elgar.
So we picks. Was it Elgar? Okay.
Yeah.
Now Elgar not really racing anybody, so that's not a huge bit of news. He's way ahead of Curtin and quite a ways behind Barnett. Dan Sedgley, 4th place. Still within spit distance at podium. Pedersen's not too far ahead of him. Nikolai Marinowski. Or Mikolai Marinowski. Not sure anybody would have picked him to be the man leading at this point, but he is. Was not amazingly fast in qualifying or anything, but he is doing the job right now. Means I'm back to Verstappen, Busick, and Sharp. You know what? I'm a little bit surprised Verstappen has not done better in this GT4 championship. One of the fastest guys in ESR, of course. Adam Sharp has no team name. Come on, Adam Sharp. Step up your game. Oh, going for it. Can he get it? He's got it. Sharp is into 2nd place, at least for now, ahead of Buchik.
Well done, well done.
I thought Sharp was part of the British military.
I mean, there's so many names he could have done. Greencoat Racing. I Don't Die, but I'm played by Sean Bean Racing. There's a lady with big titties over there, and I'm going to go squeeze them. Because, you know, that's what Sharp does in every episode. I'm going to troll the guy who's trying to challenge me to a duel because I am Sharp. I mean, there's so much here. Come on, I'm giving you so much free stuff. Also desperately needs to find somebody with last name Harper to be his teammate. Oh, I've been poked. Martin says that we will need to cut short to the ending, so we may lose some time here. Just let us know, Martin.
No, I will wait. I will wait till the end. It's just as soon as we can, we need to stop the recording.
So minimal follow-up. Gotcha.
That's right.
So you can't really give the standings for every single championship known to mankind, even the ones in Mongolia.
Go look up in Race Room, or Race App. You'll be able to find them there.
Correct.
All right, we are on the final lap, or approaching the final lap for all the cars.
Oh,
go Frank! Got a little bit of the curve.
Yikes!
Almost saved it. Couldn't do it in the end. There is your race leader, Nikolai Marinowski. 4 seconds up, 1 lap to go. Just has to keep it clean.
It's showing that Sharp is behind Busick.
Buchek must have taken it back.
Oh, we missed that.
Leo Wicks working through there with Matt Higgs on his tail. Matt Higgs, you lazy motherfucker. I just realized okay, so when you don't set your short form name, it just says PLY, so for player, on your windshield. His says PLY. What a lazy fuck.
I vote we have him sent to Gulag.
Matt Higgs, you need to go fix your profile and make it respectable, son.
Or we will call you Player Hater Higgs.
Indeed. Don't hate the game. Don't hate the player. Hate the Higgs. RWB helmet running through there as Sharp comes to the line behind Buchek. Are they going to get another lap? Looks like they got one more lap. Yeah. All right. So Buchek. RWB helmet gets into the back of Ian Simcox. And no real change there because it looks like Helmet lost it a little bit more than Simcox did.
That made me so angry I put my foot down off chair.
I'll put my punch in your face.
I was gonna say, is Simcox waiting for him? Nah, just a little bit of early braking there for the last turn. We pick up Matt Higgs still on the tail of Why are we looking back from Matt Higgs? He's chasing somebody.
Is he gonna try it?
Camera well, he's got 2 turns left to do it in.
Ooh.
This turn and then the BFC.
Watch that BFC.
There we are. I don't think he's got it.
No, he's not gonna.
This is the last turn here, so Leo Wicks will hold up Matt Higgs, I think. Oh, run to the line.
Put him in the wall.
No. Now the McLaren's got it. McLaren will outdrag that Porsche all day. So Marinowski, your winner from Crossman, Pedersen, Sedgley, Carolia, Lacey, Snell Train, Amberhosa, Wicks, Higgs, Barnett, Curtin, Elgard, and Lindsay. In the GT3 field, GT4 has not got a winner yet. Verstappen is still running ahead of Buchik and Sharp, but it is very, very close. As Dan H. Anderson completes his race. Bit of a bad day for him.
DH also stands for Anderson.
I mean, maybe. Henderson, maybe? So we're really just waiting for this GT4 winner to be declared here. I'm waiting for that checkered flag. It's Buchik. No, it is Sharp. Sharp wins.
What?
Adam Sharp beats out Verstappen and Buchik.
How?
1.7 seconds. I'm assuming Buchik and Verstappen came to blows.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Verstappen, that was him just destroying the wall.
Nice.
So in GT4, it is Sharp, Verstappen, Buchik, Schaefer in 4th place, Varley, Rigel, D, Simcox, Helmet, Westenberg, Goatfriend, Burek, and Anderson, and Algeria.
All right.
Allegria, pardon me, and RWB Pinpoint.
And that's all the time we have, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun and enjoy yourself. Drive safely and do not drink and or moonwalk. Peace out.
We lost Carzolia and Dave Crew. And now peace out. Yes.
Green light. Go, go, go.